my channel, The Mental Traveler. I'm Caro Herrera, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Legally Blonde movies. The first one came out in 2001, and its sequel in 2003. Their cast consists of Reese Witherspoon, Luke Wilson, Jennifer Coolidge, Selma Blair, Victor Garber, Sally Field, Linda Cardinelli, Regina King, and many others. The first film was inspired by a book by the same name written by Amanda Brown and published in 2001. And before I begin, let me just say that this will be a spoiler-free video, so you can sit back and enjoy. I can't remember when was the first time that I saw Legally Blonde, but I do remember that I've always enjoyed it. I've always been into feminine things, and pink has always been my favorite color. So when I first saw Elle Woods on screen, it was like I found my role model. And I remember that I was in Boston like the year after the movie came out or something, and I was so excited to finally be visiting Harvard, but not because it's this famous school, but because it was a set of Legally Blonde. And I also remember that my best friend from childhood, her parents wouldn't let her see Legally Blonde, so I showed it to her without their permission. But yeah, over the years, my love for Legally Blonde and for Elle Woods has never decreased, though it had been quite a while since I last watched them. I recently saw them again for this review so that I could have a fresh perspective, and the reason why I wanted to make a review at long last about these movies was because of the virtual reunion the cast did, honoring the 20-year anniversary release of the first film. And like, it made my day watching them again, and it made me cry and laugh, and I just had to see the movies and remember why they were so great. The first movie is about Elle Woods, this beautiful rich girl who's a real ray of sunshine in the world. She's always happy, she's like a real-life Barbie, and her life seems perfect. That is, until her boyfriend dumps her because he's going to study law at Harvard, and he doesn't think that having a clueless girlfriend will benefit the career he wants for himself, that of one day being a senator. Elle is crushed by the breakup, but she quickly thinks of a plan to win Warner back. She's going to apply to Harvard Law School to prove to him and the world that she's really smart and can be the president's wife or the president herself if necessary. So against everyone's expectations, the determined Elle is accepted at Harvard, and the story is about what her time there is like, how she reacts to being thrust into this world, what happens to her in Warner, and whether or not she makes it as a lawyer. And as to the second film, if you haven't seen it, beware the next couple of minutes because I will be giving a plot detail away. So, in the second movie, we find Elle as a successful new lawyer in Boston, engaged to marry Emmett, the love of her life. One day, she decides to invite the mother of Bruiser, her chihuahua, to her wedding, and when she finds out that her dog's mother belongs to a company that uses animals to test their makeup on, Elle decides to go to Washington and change the law so that animal rights are really enforced. So we follow Elle as she arrives at Capitol Hill, and we accompany her as she faces a lot of obstacles in the way to triumph. I give Legally Blonde Part 1 a 4 out of 5 stars review, and Part 2 a 3 out of 5 stars review. I'll begin with Part 1 though. I really love it, it's one of my favorite chick flicks ever, and I think it's a really iconic cult movie by now. I think it was really original since nothing quite like it had really been seen before. I like the concept of it, and it has such wonderful costumes and a great fun soundtrack as well. Part 2 I enjoy a bit less because during my last rewatch of it I found it a bit boring at times, and while the plot is nice, I just don't feel it has the same epicness and the same impact as the first one. Sure, this happens a lot over the times with sequels, but it really is great to see what Elle does with her life after the first movie concludes. And talking about Elle, she is of course my favorite thing about these movies. Reese Witherspoon really owned that role, and I think it's great that I can admire her now in my late 20s as much as I did back in my childhood and teenage years. Finally, I absolutely adore the fact that she's a strong feminine character, because a lot of the time I feel that current strong female characters are not that feminine. And to see a girl who loves wearing pink, who loves fashion and looking beautiful, and just someone who is so confident of herself and really wants to make the world a better place, well, it's almost like she's a superhero. At the moment, there is talks about having a Legally Blonde Part 3 released in 2022. So when that comes out, I shall of course be watching and reviewing it. And there's also a Legally Blonde musical, but I haven't seen it. And there's also a movie called Legally Blondes, but I won't be watching that one ever. I don't even know what it's about, but the cover doesn't make me want to see it. But yeah, for the moment, this is all I have to say about the Legally Blonde movies. Thank you so much for watching my review of them. I'm keeping my fingers crossed that you enjoyed them, but let me know if you did or if you didn't, as well as what are your own thoughts regarding these movies or anything that's relevant, because I would love to talk about them with you. In the description box below, you can find the links to both movies' IMDb pages. And well, I'm Caro Herrera, the Mental Traveler, and I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you're in the world. I'll be seeing you soon. Take care and goodbye!